Right, let's try this again. I accidentally, I started a new show so that Lewis can join back, and I accidentally clicked the big red button and ended it before we even had a chance to start it. So nobody's going to be here yet because it's about 3 more minutes before the other one ends. I'm going to post this link in that other chat. Hey, Captain, thanks for joining and leaving. Help me, if Captain, if you're listening, if you can help me get that link out and spread the news, spread the love, and all that good garbage. Let's get this show fixed up, can we? Shall we? Okay, let's start over because that was not what it was supposed to be. And even though now that it's a little more mellow, we can maybe start off on that first foot again. Where was I? Where was I? Oh, let me go to the watch page. All right, I want Lewis to join first because I want to apologize to him. And let's get Tim and P. Mars and Q back over here. If they want to join, of course. Hopefully they want to come back. All right, here we go. This one's dead. That one's dead. So many chat windows open. Which one am I in? Okay. Add people. Mars. Add. Add. Tim. Get the new link. Epistemology for Truth also wanted to join. I sent them the link, I believe. Hope you can get over here. And channel Q. I don't see you in my thing. I need your email. Oh, she has the link though, so she can click that or come back over here. And epistemology. I don't know your email either, but you have the link also, so y'all can mosey on over. Pretty sure I added Tim. Yeah, there he is. Okay, well, I don't know if Lewis is going to want to join now because he was yelling at me for removing him, and I just don't want my friends to fight, and I don't want to fight with my friends either. So I'm just going to remove myself from that. But I realize it's barely like half an hour into an 8-hour show, and so I figure I'll just start a new episode, part 2 of the Flat Earth Mayhem, and hopefully everybody will want to come back in here. But, if nobody wants to join, I completely understand that too, actually. I am not an ununderstanding person. Let's see. Let me catch up with the chat. I was not able to catch up or pay attention to any of it, and it was going rather crazy. So shout out to Underground Johnny and Experimental Vaccines. We got Ray Ray, Jim B. We got Cigar Face TV, Miami's in the house. Mad Max Apocalypto. This is not a Flat Earth hangout. It's just talking about the Flat Earth mayhem. I myself am not a Flat Earther. We have Flat Earth Hippie Chick. I think I gave you a wrench. Yes, I did. I don't know you, but I've heard a lot of people talking about you. You seem to be quite popular. You must be the new girl in town. There's Charlotte. Shout out to Cha-Cha. And let me see what's going on over here. Okay, so again, just to recap, I removed Lewis because I felt like him and Q were ganging up on Tim, and this wasn't supposed to be that kind of a hangout. So I removed him so that Tim and Q could have a conversation and clear up whatever they wanted to discuss. And in doing so, I kind of forgot that you can't remove people because they can't rejoin the hangout. And that's just like a glitch that's inside hangouts. It's not quite friendly in a lot of ways. I'm not trolling you, Lewis, by doing that and saying, oh, come back. That's why I suggested the second, backup channel. I figured it was on a different email. I myself have like 4 different emails, so I am able to have at least a couple of accounts for in the case that something like that happens. Where am I at now? Okay, so let me get this link again to epistemology. I thought I had sent them the new one. Copy. All right. Someone subscribe to me. Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe now everybody's just holding the coup against me, and that's fucking fine too. I'll just end this one too. Oh, I guess they decided to go to Nate's. All right, whatever.
It's fine. It's fine, Rebel. It's not a big deal. It's your show.
Well, they want to stay on the last call, which is still my show too, but can we get them herded back over here, or did Q go to Nathan's?
I don't really. I don't know. It's just so surprising. I didn't expect that.
Well, this is what I was saying before you came back over here. I didn't want this to be a gang up on Tim show. Like, that's not what the intention was, So
He came in slinging shit.
Like he was talking to her.
Well,
and like I couldn't even hear like what was being said because you guys were cackling up on attacking him. And I don't like that. I get really sensitive to loud noises, and I mean, I don't even stick around in our own Discord chat when people start, getting too excited. I just leave.
Don't feel afraid to, turn my volume down or mute me or whatever.
Yeah, but then we're just talking over each other,
Right, but you have control room, right?
Well, yeah, but I don't want you to feel, you know what,
I mean, that would have, I mean, I felt exactly the way you didn't want me to feel because you kicked me.
I mean, I know you're going to be upset. I've been doing this a long time, actually. So I'm quite familiar with the rage that comes with being kicked. I myself have been removed and from a panel I didn't even want to be on, and still felt myself angry about it. So I get it.
No, I mean, I understand it's your show, but like,
That's why I also started a new one for you, so you can join back.
Well, I mean, now it's the whole charm and seduction of the last show is gone.
Well, I know that as well. That's why I'm prepared to end this one if nobody wants to come back over here.
Hey, are you telling me that I'm not charming or seductive, Lewis?
No, of course.
Maybe you have to show your charm to him. Show a little leg. Show a little leg, Epi.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I can be more reserved and not talk as much, but I mean, I'm telling you now, if it ever gets to that point again and it's your show, then feel free to mute me. Like, I'll get it.
I don't know. I think they're both equally the same action.
No, they're not. One gives me a chance to continue on at another time. The other one is like, you're unwelcome. And it also created the confusion because I assumed it was Tim that sniped me because there's precedent for that. So that's just how it came across from my point of view. But I actually was enjoying Fallout quite a lot there.
Fallout? You were playing a game?
Yeah. Not on the last show, but once you kicked me out.
Oh. It wasn't even that long.
I know. Well, I'll stick around and we'll see where the conversation naturally goes, but I don't know what you got. What you got? Truth, epistemology.
Oh, I don't know. I was gonna talk to Channel Q there, but she's gone now. But we'll talk to her about Matt Powerland. But
oh, okay. Well, maybe I can summon her.
Is what Captain said. Like I think she said something that she was at Nathan's.
Yeah.
So I haven't tuned in over there, so I don't know what's happening on the panel over there. Let's see. Let's give a shout out to Captain Bullshit and Jed Skeptic Media. Let me pop up this chat and start sharing this one. Third hangout, yeah. Well, the second one, like they make the end broadcast like this humongous red button, and sometimes you are just like a moth, like to a flame, or just a robot. Like you don't even realize like where your mouse is sometimes, and you just accidentally click anywhere on the screen, and you end up clicking that humongous red button, which should really give you, you're about to end this. Are you sure you want to do that? And it doesn't give you that option. It's bizarre. So, so we're on hangout number 3. That second one will just be deleted because there was literally nothing even said on it. And I hope all the confusion. I mean, I already added all the same people except Channel Q because I don't have her email address, and but I did give the link to all the avenues. Yeah, I'm kind of cold. It's like warm today, but I think I need to go get some firewood.
Did Fallout come through on the screen share there?
Oh yeah, let me click on your thing, and you're sharing the hangout window, which doesn't matter, if people want to.
Oh, yeah, I stopped.
Oh, okay. I know you were having trouble with that last time, but we didn't really get too far into the gaming and the screen sharing aspect of the whole thing because some other drama came up. But yeah, God, that last show did start with a bang, and I just, you know what, I don't want it to be just a shit fest. So, but if anybody wants to come in here and yell at me for anything I may have said, you feel free, because I don't say something and say, well, that's not what I said. Well, that's not what I meant. No, I pretty much always mean what I say. But I don't mean things I don't say, which is a lot of things that people, for some reason, like to attribute to me, which pisses me off. They're like, oh, you said that, but you meant this. No, if I said that, I meant exactly that verbatim, because I don't mince words. I don't even know how to be all weird and seductive and clever by trying to have all this innuendo and double meaning. Like, I just can't be bothered. That has too much time and energy to try to be manipulative, and that's not who I am. So, yep, if I said it, I meant it. I meant it at the time anyway. I can easily change my mind. And because sometimes our decisions, our judgment, and our emotions are based on information that isn't entirely accurate. It's based on small snippets of information, and usually spontaneous emotional reactions. And
yeah,
and you know, you step away, which is what I always do. I just like to step away and, you know, give myself a little space, and then like, oh, well, I guess I was wrong, you know. And I don't have a problem admitting that either, you know. I don't want to be right all the time. That's just obnoxious.
I think I'm not going to screen share the game because it's all laggy for you on your end.
I keep seeing little glitches pop up on the...
Yeah.
But you know what? If I stop talking and screen share you and present you, it should just stay on yours and not jump back and forth.
No, but even, like, I can see it on the screen window there. For me, it's lagging on your end, which means it's going to lag even more when it gets re-uploaded to the stream. Whoever's watching it, so it's going to look terrible.
Okay. Epi says he's going to be back in a few. He's going to go to Nate's also.
Yeah.
Damn you, Nathan! Your shows are at 4:30 in the fucking morning. Why are you doing shows on top of mine now lately?
I know.
I don't get it.
I think that's exactly why he's doing it, because the other day.
Well, the other day, but my show was running since, you know, noon, and he had already had 3. I didn't step on him. I didn't start my show when his was live. He was already off air.
Yeah. No, Nathan doesn't. He doesn't care about respecting people he doesn't want to. It's I think it's a pretty good marketing campaign thing he's got going, and you know, it's respectable in its own right, and he has every right to do it. But
he can do whatever he wants. I've not ever tried to tell him not to do his show, which is totally piggybacked off my own intellectual property. But whatever, you know, I gave him that green light and blessing because I don't want that shit in my channel anymore, you know.
Yeah, and there are a number of people who have made videos about me and taken things out of what I feel is the proper context. Now, that one where I read Anthony Riley's comment and then just didn't say anything, you know, from my point of view, like, it was a stupid question, not worth answering, and I thought it was funny just to read it and then ignore it. But that's not the context they put it in, and you can tell that's not the context they put it in because of the title of it and the comments and everything else. So, and it's been mirrored and re-uploaded a lot of places, and it's technically his content, and I asked him to take it down because, you know, I'm free to ask. Of course, he doesn't have to oblige because he's not obliged. But, you know, I do lose respect for people when they do that.
Let's give a shout out to Twitwit and to Charlotte Cha-Cha.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I just I'd rather have a conversation, you know, and I feel like the debates are just a huge clown show, which, you know what, I actually encourage because I do think it does more harm to Flat Earth than good. And I don't want this Flat Earth idea polluting more people because it is a thought pollution, you know. I think if it inspires people to do more investigation and to actually learn things scientifically, learn things they never got to learn in school.
I think it does do that.
We all teach ourselves, right? And when you're actually interested in a subject, you're going to put all your time and effort into it. But the thing is like you can only teach yourself so much. You're going to need some kind of mentor or guidance, someone who actually knows and can guide you in a proper format, not to indoctrinate you, not to make you learn the way they learned it. I think there's a lot of different ways to learn things. And in that way, I think Flat Earth is a good means into deeper knowledge and understanding. But the thing is what I noticed is that there was zero of that, and it was a complete halt. It was halted. It was in the complete literal technical sense of the word, a complete retardation of intellect, because people ask a question and then they put up a wall because they think that the answer lies at the question and they're not interested in the answers.
Right. So. They think they have the answer already. And that's why they're putting it in the Socratic method, because they think, that they're leading you with questions, but they're not. We've already answered those questions and we have better answers, and we realize that there's stupid questions and exactly why.
And there are stupid questions. And the stupid question is the one to which the answer you do not want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
That's a stupid question.
I think it will help. This whole thing is going to give a lot of people with weak self-esteem and family support groups. It'll give them an example of how not to be. And but those are the people that it's targeted at.
Yeah, and I do hope that, because I see the way people behave, the flat earthers, and they're alienating themselves and their families, and then they're treating each other very badly, and that's not an example I want to set either. I'm not going to treat my friends badly. I want to not fight with my friends. That's why I'll just leave, instead of escalating stuff to a level that's just irreparable and ridiculous. But these people that, you see them behaving towards other people, and it's like, well, I thought you wanted flat earth truth to spread, but you're literally repelling everybody who asks you questions about it. You treat them like morons, like they don't know, like you're some, special exclusive little cult of information, a little secret society that you want, people who don't believe in your meme put in jail or chipped or, culled. And this is the complete opposite of any kind of sane behavior and logical thought process. And it's just not even good manners. I'm sorry, but if people are actually like this in real life, they have other problems than the shape of the earth. And they're probably just social degenerates to begin with. Blame other people for their failures in life.
The people who are here involved making the content, this is a retardation for them. It's not going to be a retardation for most of the people who watch it.
And and me and Q were bringing up the point earlier. It's like, I had, I've been saying since the beginning, like, get sleep. When people started taking over the 24/7 channels, I'm like, do not make this your life. It's going to drive you insane. And nobody listened to me, literally nobody. Everybody did the exact opposite. And, we all have to learn for ourselves, but there's some people who are still doing it, and I don't call that learning. It's reclusive, and it's not going to challenge your thought, to scream over other people because you don't want to hear what they're saying. So
a lot of the people who are making the content are first started, people like Jaron and Bob. Like, the options in my mind for them are like, they started out knowing exactly that the earth was round, but they still hated people, and they still had other misconceptions about the world, and they don't want they don't want to feel that insecurity because they know they understand things that these other people don't. But for whatever reason, they still can do what these other people who they deem to be inferior to them can do and are doing. And so they, it's appealing to them to just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to lie. I know what I can do to lie. And they just gave it a shot, and it worked for them. And so now they're just making money by lying to people, and they know exactly what they're doing, and they feel justified out of a combination of, vindication and also I mean, it's kind of there's a whole idea in India. It's a cultural phenomenon where if somebody can be lied to, they should be lied to, and I think it's that type of a thing for some of these individuals, especially someone like IPS.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Like I just laugh every time I listen to him, and I've been laughing for a long time. But I've been waiting for, you know, these people to click, to snap, that everything he's saying, he's talking about them, and he's laughing at them. He's openly mocking, but he'll put a skew and a slant on it. Oh yeah, these goblins, these degenerates, these globers, but everything that follows that statement, he's talking about the flat earthers. And it just blows my mind that nobody has that ability to see what's going on there. I mean, it's so slimy, and it's, and I can't support that. I can't, if someone's asking legitimate questions, and even if they present something that they observed and they did some research on, and, somebody might laugh at it, but to me, that's exploring and learning. But if people tell you, look, this is how you did it wrong, you have to be willing to listen, and then make a video correcting your last assumption, your last premise, and then, either make a new conclusion or do the research all over again. That's what science is. But people will look out the window, see a cat in the road, and say, oh, it's flat. Or, it's like literally, really? That quick? Like, you don't think your eyes can lie to you when it's been proven that your eyes can be tricked all the time. Optical illusions, the ability to see a straight line, the ability to see black and white. If you see a black and white line next to each other, you're going to see gray and fuzz in the middle. You're going to see dots and stuff that aren't even there.
Yeah, there's a certain fantasy that's connected to thinking that it's flat, and it's that if it's flat, there are no limits to where you can go. There might be more things out there, so there's this limitless potential as to what you could now do because it's flat and all of the.
Well, it is romantic, isn't it? But at the same time, it's not it's limited. If there's a dome, what's outside of it?
Right.
That's death. That's the realm of heaven. That's a different dimension.
Well, you could, and I mean,
an exploration. Well, you know what I mean. But like space is infinite.
Yeah. That's why you get people like Go Find the Others who don't go into the details of what it is. They don't think there's a dome. They just refer to it as a realm, and that gets rid of that cap. The limited flat, the domed in land.
I don't get it. The galaxy is a realm. Like why is it different?
That's
For
true.
me, the romantic idea is the escapism. It's the ultimate form of escapism. There's drug addiction, there's excessive partying, there's subcultures, there's things people do on the weekends to escape. But escapism is when your entire life revolves around denying the reality that you're in. And you forego everything, your family, your livelihood, your health, for this new and imagined fantasy place, this World of Warcraft, if you will. A complete, right. It's like if that's what they want, then go play a video game. But, just jumping from one thing to another is not helping people. And, there are real people in our lives. There's real stuff out there. And we need to interact with each other more as humans, and not in this, I'm better than you, I know more than you, you're dumb, you're indoctrinated, you're a tool, a slave to society, you're a government puppet,
Mm-hmm.
Fine. If you want to think of everybody that way, what are you saying about yourself exactly then? You're just putting yourself in the tiniest little pinhole of reality in this Venn diagram where you're standing there all by yourself and you're not going to let anybody in that circle because nobody knows as much as you. Nobody is above you. Okay, well, nobody's next to you either now because you've left yourself no space to let anybody in.
Yeah, you're calling everybody slaves, implying that they're below you, implying that you're not a slave. And
right. It's like
the reality is we're all going to die. No one's free.
That's a good point. The whole slave thing, when you call someone a slave, you're making yourself the slave master then, or who are you then? If not someone above the cattle, the slaves now. You just did the exact same thing again. And this inverted reality is satanic. It's unnatural. It is the dichotomy that goes against everything that actually is in reality. And that's satanic. If you want to believe in things like that, if you believe in God, and you think, people think that the globe is like the inverted world, but it's not. Flat Earth is everything. It goes against everything. And it's a mental illness. It really is.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not an illness you can recover from. Don't make it something you die for, That would be the ultimate tragedy.
Yeah, there are much better things to die for. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend that anybody die for anything. But, there probably are a few things in life that people will inevitably be forced to fight to the death for, or at least risk their lives for. And, that this is a bit of a tangent. That's why the military is important, because it is a risk-reward calculation that minimizes the number of people who need to risk their lives.
Hold the fort for 2 minutes. I'm going to grab some firewood and make a lot of noise here, so I'm going to be on mute.
All right. You make firewood? That's pretty badass. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Nature made you, so in one sense it wants you alive. But nature is also the thing that's going to kill you, so it also wants you dead. It's we're fixed by being alive. We're fixed in this position of duplicity that could not be more opposed to itself. It couldn't be a larger dichotomy. And we're just left to make of it what we will. I don't know. A lot of people throughout my life, it seems to be a theme, no matter how old or young I get or am, whatever, is that, we're going to die, and people seem to draw some sort of comfort and contentment from accepting the fact that they're going to die and looking at things in that light. Fallout's a pretty good game. Helps pass the time.
Oh, there's a lot of ways to pass time. Okay, so we're back up to 21 viewers. I want to thank everybody for being here. I got my fire going, and I hope to warm up in a minute now.
Yeah, you were at like 60 viewers earlier. I'm sorry things went the way they did.
Well, no, but that's my own fault too, and I just chose to end it because I didn't want you to be left out, and it was a whole 7 hours to go, and it would have just been shitty. So I just decided to end it.
Well, you don't have to stream for 8 hours,
Well, yeah, that's fine. That's true too. That's why that one is a perfect little amount of time. And I told everybody I was going to go on over to a new one. And I knew, I know how the mood does change. It's kind of hard to carry the conversation over. If I had my OBS game on, I probably could have just left that hangout off air and streamed that on OBS. But I'm just not that interested in it, I guess. There's a lot of stuff involved, like creating little backgrounds, little windows, and all this fun stuff to make it interesting for the viewers. And I'm just like, I don't really care. It could stay a black box the whole entire time. I don't really give a crap. And I actually care about my viewers more than that. So I want to give them some kind of something to look at.
OBS, I don't know. Q was telling me that you could teach me things about it rather than me teaching you.
Well, I mean, once I learned about it, I pick up things very quickly. Again, it's an interest thing. It's a self-motivation kind of thing. If you're not that interested in it, you're just gonna look at it and just be like, where to start. But I could probably watch a few tutorials, and that would get me going pretty good. I imagine.
Yeah. Having two monitors really helps.
And I don't have two monitors, but I do have a television that I could set up to my monitor. but I think it just mirrors it. I don't think it acts as a dual. I don't know, all that stuff. I just have to look into it. I used to build computers. I'm sure I could figure it out.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's just a motivation thing mostly. It's not a I'm dumb and can't figure it out kind of thing.
Yeah, I took a PC repair class or something like that in high school, and ever since then I've built every computer I've ever owned.
My first computer that I ever owned, I built it myself.
Nice. Yeah, you can make a really good computer for like half the price if you know how to connect the dots and put all the pieces together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just can do, and you can get even better parts than some box computer.
Yeah.
But I'm sure nobody's here to talk about nerdy computer things. Is there anything y'all would like to talk about? I mean, we could keep rambling on. So yeah, there was a lot of contention in the last chat as well. It was kind of flying by, and people were saying a lot of things I didn't appreciate, but whatever. And I just want to remind people, I've been saying this for the past 5 hangouts. This isn't Free Chan. This is my channel. This is Yvette's channel, Rebel. Okay? Free Chan was originally meant to encourage a conversation with people who are new to Flat Earth, who are embarrassed and shy to talk about it and didn't know who to talk to. And there would be people on the globe side there willing to answer their questions. That's how it started. It ended up not being that. And now this channel is going to be the exact opposite. It's going to be catching people who realize Flat Earth was a huge mistake in their lives and that probably nothing good has happened since they found Flat Earth. And there's no shame in admitting that you fell for it. There's no shame. I'm not ashamed at all. So this is a good place to catch the this is for reform, I guess, to give people a place to talk about, the things that happened to them in their life and how technically Flat Earth was a direct cause. We're all responsible for our own actions, of course, but
yeah, that's how we got here.
But the excitement, again, the romantic ideas, the misinformation, the brainwashing. You sit in an hour for a hangout for 8 hours and someone's just repeating the same thing over and over and over. You come out of there thinking you're the shit, man. You've just uncovered the secrets of the world and
really you've just wasted 8 hours.
You fed crap for 8 hours. So I would rather just have truth and honesty here.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know. I always find myself thinking that I'm wasting all my time here, but this resonates. This whole thing resonates with me to the core of my being, and maybe these are the types of things that I shouldn't talk about. There's a few things I've regretted talking about, even though I tend to think that I should have a entirely honest and integrity-filled approach to how I do everything, especially online. But I'm starting to think that maybe isn't the best way to go about it, because you can't know how people are interpreting what you're saying. So
no, and there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of delusional people out there who will take everything you say and just replace it with what they heard. And
yep.
People don't listen. That's the number 1 rule. Number 2 is don't reveal everything about yourself. Nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves you out here.
Yep.
And they show that time and time again that they don't deserve you.
It's definitely a big mistake that I made.
Will show you that they deserve you. They will show you. You don't even need to do anything. So the people that earn that, you can tell them everything you want about yourself, everything. And you'll know you can trust and respect them because they will honor that. You won't find that in 99% of Flat Earth. You won't. So, you have zero allegiance to anybody. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe them your truth. That's why people ask me questions. I'm like, I'm not here to educate you. You're not going to listen to me anyway, So when you're ready to learn and when you're ready to listen, you will. And you'll teach yourself when you're ready. That's it. That's the bottom line. I'm not here to teach anybody anything. Nor will I. I don't want to. If they say something that's an obvious misunderstanding that I can clear up for them, I'll tell them. But any farther than that, they're going to have to do the work.
Yeah, I definitely thought that I could. I thought that I could convince people. Yeah.
But you can't. See, the thing is like you're not going to convince the person you're actually arguing with.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that was the mistake I made.
There will be people who are listening, though, who may have been confused, and they'll hear your answer and they'll be like, oh, well, that makes perfect sense. Well, that was stupid, like, or whatever. And I've done it myself. Something sounded really good in my head, even in chat or written out. But the second I actually vocalized it and said it out loud, I realized I didn't actually have the right words for it to sound cool or good, and it just sounded stupid. And I'm not the type of person to try to twist it into some, seductive sounding whatever truth. And I'm like, never mind, just forget everything I just said. That was totally stupid, So I like to take back any hypotheses and conjectures I might like release into the ether, because people will grab hold of those ideas. And before you know it, 2-3 days later, 9 or 10 people are repeating something you said. And you're just like, wow, that feels terrible, because you realize that that's not true. And now people are repeating it as though it were. And then once that's done, you can say it 1,000,000 times at the top of your lungs. That wasn't true. What I said was wrong. And nobody will hear it. They won't hear it. They
don't want to.
They don't want to, exactly. People will only hear things when they're ready.
Okay, I got some combat going on here.
Oh, in your game? How can you play a game and talk? I can barely swap tabs and have 2 conversations at once.
It's not easy.
Let's see. Jim B is asked, how long have I been on the internet? AOL, CompuServe. I was never, the AOL that I was on was not like forums necessarily, but I used the chat, AIM, AOL Instant Messenger. That was my first addiction, because I had so many friends that I'd met in the rave scene and stuff, and that's how I kept in touch with them. And then through college and also all those things. So if you want to start from the year I built my first computer, I've been on the internet since 1997.
Oh.
And there's here and there interactions with the internet, at school and stuff, but if I didn't have a computer, I was limited to what I did on the computer at school. I was building web pages since 94. But again, there wasn't that much out there to be quote unquote in the internet, yeah, so if that answers your question. Yeah, I've done IRC. I've done well, the first programming language I learned was C++, was Fortran and Pico. Pico's a Unix programming language. I was going into engineering, so I was doing AutoCAD and all that good garbage. And then I realized I really liked programming. I was studying math at the time, and I was like, oh, I'll go into engineering. Then I was like, no, I don't like this, so I went back to math. And I ended up getting my degree in math and computers, which, was only because I was good at it, not because I was really that interested in it. And I did really nothing with that degree. But I learned a lot about myself. I graduated high school in 1992, so no computers for me in this little podunk town of mine. I barely had a word processor to do my senior high school paper, and type it out with, you have to use whiteout and stuff to get all those typos still. Old school.
Okay.
Yeah. So does anybody out there want to join the conversation here? I figure when the 2 hours are up, everybody will flood back over here, but I don't know if I want to wait for 2 hours. Or people like the drama. Some people like the yelling. Some people like the clown show. Again, once people start talking over each other and the tone gets to that pitch of I just I turn off completely.
Yeah, it's a struggle for me to not do that. That's just like the environment I was raised in, so it's natural for me to just revert.
I just, and I assume, I figure there's a lot of people out there like that, and so I'm not sure what the intrigue is, because I get the feeling that most people aren't really listening to anything said, because if they were, the level of bullshit from the flat earth panelists on Nathan's show would immediately turn any flat earther back to the globe, because they're just like, wait a second, is that what we believe? And the answer is yes, that is what you guys believe.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, for me, it's it's just triggering. I'm sure I don't think I really need to explain why hearing something that's wrong is triggering. That's not something that requires an explanation.
Yeah, flat earth hippie chick. I mentioned you earlier because you were like second in my chat to join. Oh yeah, you do have a Rain of Fire. Do I know you? Hi. I was just saying, I had been hearing a lot of people talk about flat earth hippie chick, and I don't know who she is. But I see a lot of people talking about you, so you must be the new girl in town. Don Treader UK says he has a question. Shoot. Yeah, Twitwit is the same as me. She's like, I have to leave when it starts getting too heated. My PTSD triggers. I don't know if I have PTSD. I mean, I just have a small fuse, and I have very little patience. That's probably PTSD from my childhood, but let's not go there. Because, we got the ADHD, we got the PTSD, we got the OCDs, we got the bipolars, we got the crazy woman syndrome. I don't know.
I gotta say, Twit has trolled me successfully. I don't know if she was trying to. She's gotten me. I have so much respect for her. Honestly, I've never talked to her or met her.
But that conversation that one day, and I thought you were like, because she kept coming up with the best comebacks, and you were just like,
I know.
It was so funny. It was so funny.
She got me. She completely had me.
She probably wasn't trying to get you. She probably thought you were playing with her too, but it's still funny.
I know she did think that, and that I can only try and just. That's why it's important to maintain my cool.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'll just end something or like hit that end button and rage quit, because I'd just rather not shout it out for the next hour or two, for other people's enjoyment and entertainment. I don't think my emotional roller coasters are, for anybody else, really.
Yeah. Like a lot of people think this is like we're putting on a show, but like at the same time,
some people are really good at it. Like I am often quite shocked by the amount of people who will be put through the ringers and back, and then they'll just stay on the panel. And I'm like, how and why are you still there? Like, why would you not just leave?
Yeah, it's not. I feel like it's not healthy.
Asa, remove yourself from that harassment and abuse. Why wouldn't you just leave? I don't know. Those are answers I do not have for anybody. It's just a question.
For me, and probably a lot of guys, I would assume that there's a level of pride. They see other people who are still on, and they don't want people to remember them. They hate the idea that people are going to remember them as the guy who left and lost. And it's very much a pride issue. That's the way it is for me a lot of the time, and always has been. So I mean that may be something that guys struggle with more than women, but it's how it is for me.
Johnny says debates are pointless, and I have to agree.
Well, what's happening on Nathan's is not a debate. But no,
the debates here are pointless.
Yeah.
I don't know if in general they are. I think if they're done correctly, they should have a point. And people just been doing it wrong. That's why we can't have nice things. And somebody was back chatting and DMing me, and since I started doing these hangouts as myself, as Rebel, not as Free Chan, you know, not giving everybody this self-entitled idea that they have a right to just spread lies, you know, or yell at people or troll or whatever. I want this place to be fun for everyone, and trolling can be fun sometimes. And if everybody's having fun, then it's, you know, all parties are involved in, you know, participating. But when everybody's having a good time and then one person's just in the sideline there, like nipping at your heels and trying to bite your butt and gaslight you, yeah, that's not gonna fly here. Somebody was messaging me in the back chat like, oh, how can you have these people? Like, that's not fair. That's not equal. You need better flat earthers on them. Like, really? There's better flat earthers. There's people who can argue for flat earth better than what's been done. You know, if that's true, then come out. Why aren't you up here? Why aren't you? You know, they're yelling at me in these back channels. I'm just like, you know what? Block. You know, I'm not here for your emotional fucking outlet. You know, like seven people I've had to block already in the back chat, in the back channels, you know, because they're private messaging me, yelling at me because they feel like they don't have a voice. And it's like, well, then use your fucking voice. I'm not preventing you from talking.
Yeah.
You are by talking to me in private and not keeping it out in public where other people can hear what you're saying, but also challenge it, you know? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. And there's someone was like, yeah, well, I'll see you on my channel. I'll hold a debate. I'll hold a real debate. I'm like, really? Really? You don't think I've done that? You don't think that's how I started, you know, trying to restart this thing? You know, you wanted a debate. People were interested in it, and everybody was bored to fucking tears. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wants information. They want drama. And that's the truth. I have screenshots to prove it. When you have an awesome debate or discussion, there's what, 21 people? Simultaneous hangout, nothing but drama and talking about someone's hips and genitals. 400 people. Okay, that's your flat earth. That's all you guys. That's not me. That's not me not giving anybody equal platform.
Yeah. And like, you can try and trigger somebody, and that's what trolls do. And if a troll, if anything is commendable about trolling, it's a troll's ability to recognize the theory of mind inside of another person, because they're able to predict how they're going to react. But that's still, it's important to recognize that a troll cannot always trigger somebody, because that's still in your
trolls
mind.
can't always be triggered, you know, especially when you're making the most ridiculous accusations about them, you know. A proper troll is only effective when you can hit a little close to home.
Yeah.
People are going to feel that because people don't like the truth. The truth hurts. Lies don't hurt unless they're particularly malicious and overly redundantly repeated, like Pillbox with Tim, which I don't condone at all, his behavior. Since March, for March, he's been doing this, okay? You know, like, this is the overreaction of a compulsive liar. I know compulsive liars. When they get caught lying, or when people don't believe them, they will ramp up everything to make everyone believe that they're telling the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see someone who's ramping that up since March, we're in December, you just got to look at them straight in the face and be like, you did it to yourself.
Yeah. And they know it. When they look in the mirror, they know it too. Yeah,
they do know it. So yeah, when you attack someone with lies, it doesn't hurt. You know, it's like, oh, you're a loser gamer troll from 4chan. I'm like, never even been to that channel. I'm the worst. I suck at playing video games. I tried playing Halo once, and I ended up shooting my teammate in the head and going in circles because I couldn't figure out the controller. So give me Street Fighter, something I could just mash buttons, and I can probably do okay, you know. I can mash buttons with the best of them. But other than that, yeah, calling me a gamer is hysterically funny. So that's not going to trigger me.
Yeah. People like to, yeah, they've done a lot of that. Like, they'll say, oh, you're just from blah, 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 like the media, or you watch TV.
You're a sorcerer, CIA.
It's like, I don't watch TV. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, neither do I. Neither do I. So, Don Treader UK had a question. I think this is it. I know I said shoot, and then I kind of zoned out on the chat. He says, I was thinking the other day about cathexis and his concave stupidity, and was thinking, just imagine the amazing landscape photography people would get if it was concave. It would be beautiful. And I've said something along those lines. I'm not in the context of, you know, beautiful and amazing photography, but just in that we would see the world completely different, you know, and it would be actually visible and measurable in so many formats. Yeah, I don't know why cathexis came out with any kind of concave arguments. I kind of missed that. I had heard that people were saying that, like, what, is he concave now? And I just was like, I don't know. We don't even talk. He doesn't talk to me anymore. But whatever. There's a lot of people who stopped talking to me when I came back to the Globe, and there's people who stopped talking about me because I broke up a snack, and that's their decision. You know, I didn't say anything bad about these people or to these people.
Right.
But I will call people out if they say something publicly and it's just complete and utter bollocks. I will call them out.
I think a lot of people get caught up in caring that other, like, there's a lot of jealousy involved, and they need to get over that, because it doesn't matter, like, at all.
It doesn't matter, you know, and what I do in my life privately is nobody's business either, you know. If I'm in a relationship and it doesn't work, my ending it gives that person a chance to find somebody else to love them. Mm-hmm. How does that make me the bad person, you know?
Yeah. Rather than continuing to waste time.
Yeah. I'm also completely capable of completely ignoring people in chats and interacting with literally everyone else. And about 75% of people catch up on that and are able to do that back, and we can actually coexist like normal adults. But, you know, there's people like Snack who can't, and who will take any opportunity to try to live troll me. You know, went so far as to threaten me to not go to FEMA camp, said he would put a restraining order on me. And yeah, sorry, Snack. Cops don't put restraining orders on guys for being pussies.
Yeah, I noticed. I noticed that so one of the gay guys who saw the ads on Craigslist, because somebody, I'm not totally sure that it was Jacob who put them there, but he seems like the most likely person to have done it. But
who else would have gotten those pictures?
Well, they weren't my pictures. That's the thing. One of the guys sent me the ads. He sent me links to the ads, and I saw them, and those aren't my pictures. So, it's possible that, you know.
Well, he's not denied it.
He hasn't denied it, but it's possible that somebody like Snack could have done that too. Because I have made my number available, and that's really the only piece of information there that was real. So it's not. It's possible that it wasn't Jacob who did that. But does he think it's funny? Would he have liked to do it himself? Sure. I don't know. But it's just so funny. It's just so funny to me. Like, and even like the gay people who have been messaging me, they are more reasonable in every single way than any of the people who put my ad up there. And they thought it was hilarious, the little story that they got out of the interaction. So it's a funny world. I was just like, yeah, there's this guy. He's mad.
He's so mad. He's sexually harassing me now.
Yeah.
I need to kill everybody at my job, and calling them and telling them I'm going to shoot and kill everybody there. Yeah. But people still support him. And that's why I'm acting out and calling these people out, because everybody wants to throw me under the bus for associating with trolls, but they don't look at themselves in the mirror again. And it's like, oh, but you're supporting people who are actively doing death threats and sexual harassment. And, you know, not only, and other types of harassment, like toward me in private chats and publicly in public chats. So
Twit asked, who's Jacob? That's IPS. And why are gays messaging you? Because somebody, probably IPS, put my phone number and a bunch of pictures on the men seeking men section on Craigslist. So that's why. Which is actually a pretty funny troll, relatively harmless. Still harassment.
But the calling of your employment, which was before that.
Yes, but the calling of my previous employer and threatening to kill everybody there and me, that is a terroristic threat, and you know, he should go to jail for it, and who knows, maybe he will.
And what was your crime?
Supposedly harassing his wife, which I think everybody knows she's not his wife. So sorry to keep bringing this up.
No, I think you should have the platform to clarify this, because there are people who keep lying about what's going on. And so there's people who listen because they're in those 8-hour hangouts, come out thinking they have the truth, and they don't. But instead of asking you directly, they're just going to attack you now, like a bunch of little minions who weren't even set to sick you, you know, like a fucking dog. You know, these people are acting like dogs for the elites. Where did we hear about this again? Where did we see this, you know, fucking microcosm again?
Yeah, there's so many
in the real world that they're fighting against and crying about, but they're so quick and happy to just play that role.
There's so many subliminal messages that IPS sends towards his audience. Like he says that, like, we're actors and stuff, and they're getting us to behave in certain ways, but that is what he is doing to his audience. He's very, very sneaky with it. Everybody should mind their own business. There's no need. You should focus on your own life. You know, you can listen to people and extrapolate. Try and learn something for yourself from whatever lessons they've learned, but oh shit, it's death clause.
So Don Trader saying, does that contribute to your faith journey? Not at all, as far as finding flat Earth. He helped me out of it because I was able to see the retardation of it in real life, playing out in front of me. The beliefs that were happening, and I was already slowly falling out of, you know, a lot of the dogma that was already going around. I had a small handful of questions. I didn't have a whole dogmatic belief fundamentalist system that I was pounding. I never preached it, you know. But really it was like Tim Osmond who helped me out of it, you know, the most. And then the clincher, the straw that broke the camel's back, if you will, was Soundly's videos. And it wasn't necessarily that I saw them and was like, oh, there's Curve, I'm no longer a flat earther. It was everybody's behavior towards them. Because I know Soundly, and he's a good guy. He's an honest person. He's got more integrity than anybody I've ever met in flat earth. And to see people throwing him under the bus, calling him a fraud, fraudly, you know, calling him, you know, that he faked it, CGI. Like, no, he didn't. For one, he doesn't give that much of a shit about all you guys to put that much effort. He did it all live.
Yeah.
Showed you that. And then, you know, to hear people hangout after hangout, like, oh, we've been, you know, genuinely, sincerely looking for that curvature, and you think someone's going to just come and show us a picture and be like, hey, there it is. And we're going to be like, oh, okay. Really? So looks flat to me until it doesn't. Well, then when it doesn't look flat to me anymore, then I'm just going to do everything to make you look stupid, poopy past man, not going to listen to you, I can't hear you.
Yeah, and it's like on top of that, like,
so that was for me the clincher, and I was like, this is stupid, and so I started actively looking for answers to my questions, and I'm like, oh, holy shit, there's actually an answer for that, and it's so simple that it makes sense, and it's not wrapped in bullshit and emotional politics. And so
there's so much.
Yeah, and it was like a snowball. After that, I was like, whoa, if that was that easy, then we find this next question. Bam, there's an answer. Next question. Bam, there's the answer. You know, I wasn't listening. And that's why I say when I was ready to listen, I did. And boom, done. And I'm so reformed to the point where I can't even argue for the side of flat earth. I can't even play the devil's advocate. I find myself getting so angry and repulsed by the bullshit that is getting repeated and spewed. And just the rhetoric and conjecture, and I just want to stab people now. Like, I'm so angry because nobody's listening and nobody's even hearing themselves. They're not even listening to themselves. They're not even listening to the bullshit they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
They're just repeating something and they think they have all these original thoughts and they're so clever. I'm like, none of your thoughts are original thoughts either. Shut up. For fuck's sake.
They hear counter arguments to their arguments all the time, and they do not have a counter argument for the counter argument. So they just try and accuse you of being a bad person. They attack your character. It's all that's left. And they can't, I'm sorry, if you don't understand what somebody's saying, that doesn't mean that they are a bad person. The people who tell you to ignore your family and that your belief matters more than your family.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel very badly because I have, from the very beginning, there was a friend who started like on Jeff Stewart with us, who's not around anymore. Nobody would even remember him. I'm not going to mention his name or nothing. But his family divorced him. You know, his wife left him with 2 kids, you know, and for Flat Earth. And he wasn't even being dogmatic about it. And I thought that was an overreaction on her part. Also, you know, she could have stuck by him and been like, look, let's look at this together and helped him out of it, if anything, right? I'm not saying he should have programmed her or the kids and been like, no, it's Flat Earth or the highway. She just literally flipped out and split because of it. And that's the kind of effect that Flat Earth has.
Yeah. I don't know. There isn't a whole lot. I feel like we've said just about everything here now.
Go away, Carl. Nobody likes you, and you're a jackass.
Yeah.
You're a little obsequious cunt and a douchebag.
You'll figure it out, Carl. Don't worry. Or you won't.
He came into this globe earther, an atheist, and he's the biggest little cult following minion I've ever seen. He will go from camp to camp anywhere that they welcome him, and then he'll believe whatever they tell him to. I don't want him to be a globe earther again because he wants to fit into this group here. He needs to do that for himself, and he needs to just shut up.
One of the interesting contrasts that I noticed with Soundly is that he doesn't have to go get this footage for you guys. He doesn't have to do it. He's not being paid to do it.
He actually cares. This is the thing. Like, this is like the real Christian humanitarian thing to do. You actually help people by doing the work they're not going to do themselves. And he didn't frame it. He didn't try to program them. He didn't try to, you know, he just left it for what it was. It was like, here's the video. There it is. It wasn't in a framed narrative. It wasn't edited. It wasn't cropped. It wasn't clipped. It wasn't memed. It's just there because that's what information is. It's boring and it's black and white.
Yep. The reality is incredibly disappointing.
Yeah. Everything else is the fluff and opinion we put under it to make it interesting.
You know, that's half the time. That's why I don't respond to people when they say ridiculous things about me, like that I'm related to the Bushes or Pete Shea with you're a Harriman, aren't you? Oh, you're a Harriman, as if it means something that I would be a Harriman, even if that was true.
Yeah, and
it's so much more exciting to let them have that fake ass belief.
Yeah, it's good. Like, how much effort do they put into studying shit that doesn't matter when they could be focusing on things that do matter, you know? And if you're not doing anything to make this world a better place to be in, who gives a fuck what shape it is?
Mm-hmm.
You're still going to live and die, and nothing will matter. But if you do something to make this place a better place to live, then even after you're gone, those actions will flourish and spread, and that makes the world a better place.
Yeah, that's the closest we'll ever get to being immortal, is just doing good things in the world that have a lasting effect. Like I said earlier, like all of this, it comes back to that really harsh reality that, you know, nature created us, but nature's going to kill us too, and we have to find a way to deal with that. I've got a phone call.
His phone calls are usually so exciting now. I would like him to just live stream it. Maybe it's his job again with another death threat. This is what happened last time. He was live on the air with us when his boss called and was like, yeah, this person called it to work, and and it was IPS, and he was like, oh, my wife is being stalked and harassed by Lewis, and I'm gonna kill everybody there. Yeah, bizarre. More drama. Be right back. Says base. Shout out to Maddie. Reality. What a concept. Hey, tinfoil. So yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint anybody if you were hoping for me to be a champion for flat earth, but I'm not, and I can't, and I won't even pretend, because I respect you guys. I actually respect you more than to lie to you and continue to lie to your face and then ask you for money at the end of it and tell you to buy my things. Most disrespectful thing I have ever witnessed and seen. Like, that kind of behavior makes me want to throw up. Okay, these people don't respect you when they're lying to your face and then say, give me money. Okay, those are two things you'll never see from me or from this channel. In fact, I'm going to have a 666 sub giveaway. So when I reach 666 subs, I'm going to give away a painting. And if I ever get to 1,000 subs, if things progress in a positive way, that people enjoy the content and enjoy contributing to the content, if I ever reach 1,000 viewers, I will give away another painting away, a bigger one. And I don't know, maybe we'll just keep that theme up and see where it goes. I would like to eventually, if not on this channel, on another channel, also do kind of like a DIY or an art show. I don't know how much I care about doing that kind of technical setup to do a actual YouTube content creation, but I have been getting into a lot of artistic things, and it's kind of exciting, and I like to share them with people, and the things I've learned, and I like to watch something. It's like recipes, I like to get a recipe as an idea, and then I like figuring it out for myself based on what I have and not spend a ton of money going and buying every exact ingredient. So same for art, you kind of use what you have sometimes, and sometimes you don't have all these expensive paints and whatnot. And I got a few canvases. I got some tiles. I was pouring, doing art pours. And literally, I got so addicted, I literally poured paint on every surface I could find. And so I need to give these away or sell them, and then I can have money to buy better material and actually apply what I've learned into creating some better pieces of art, I guess. So yeah. A painting of penguin rocks. I do have my penguin rocks still. I was going to go to FEMA camp because I was very supportive of the artistic nature of the gathering. I come from a rave culture. I like groups gatherings. I think they mean more to meet people in person than to have a completely internet-based relationship. And a lot of these people I had already met more than once on a lot of occasions, and I wanted to see them again. And a lot of people I see it as being my friends, my creation, even though I didn't create FEMA camp and all that. But a lot of this online community stuff is created because of FreeChan, and the 24/7 hangouts that we started there, the music and everything, and having that outlet for people. So I didn't want to miss that. And it just turned out that I financially couldn't make it. I had, vehicle things that needed to be done. I needed to get my ID renewed. It was kind of just like a pile up of little bills that I didn't have the money to spend in gas and driving and, to add on top of it. Even though I was hoping to maybe sell a couple of these things, which might have, reimbursed anything I might have lost. I just, after Snack sent that threat to me and, was trying to harass me in instant messages of all things, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. And after that, I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to support this anymore. Even if I did see whatever good was in it, the whole thing in it. Just because, like, one thing is good, the whole is still kind of stinks. So, yeah. It's a psytrance op these days. Psytrance, ugh. My work kind of trance I hate the most. Which means I pretty much hate trance.
Trance music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like trance. I've never enjoyed it.
So was that a juicy phone call? Was it interesting?
No, that was boring.
Completely related. Okay, I was telling them, I'm like, oh, the last time you got a phone call, we were live on air.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. You know, obviously you don't have to give any details at all. I just was wondering if it was more juicy stuff.
No. Just boring realities of life, talking to people that you have affiliations with.
Right on.
Not the United States government, in case anyone was wondering.
Q says that epistemology is on Nate's with me.
Cool.
In all the flurfers. Right on. Well, how about we just go ahead and end it there?
All right.
If people want to come back after Nathan's, Globebusters is going to start in 30 minutes. You know, let's just call it a day.
All right. No, that's fine. I'm glad we got back on good standing.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to leave on bad standing. I just had to leave.
Well, I almost didn't join at all. Yeah.
And I thought as much, but I'm glad you did. So thank you.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys later and have a good rest of the close of the show or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. So 11:30, Globebuster starts in 30 minutes. I don't support them, but I know people will run over there and watch them. And Nathan's will probably still be running into part of their show. Yeah, so maybe I'll come back. Maybe I'll start one later. Sorry to end the excitement. I know a good where there's a lot of people and there's a lot of, you know, serotonin flowing and dopamine, you know, it gets people exciting and people want that, you know. I don't want my hangouts to be a place where addictive behavior is going to be played out. So, you know, go LARP somewhere else, people. We can have fun here, and hopefully next time the tone will start out with nice energy again. But if it does take a turn, I'll probably end it again, just so y'all know, because it's not where I'm not interested in that. I'm just really not. I don't got the energy for it. Or the heart, because I'm actually in a really good place in my life, and I'd like to reflect that, you know? All right. Love you guys. I will see you on the flip side.